Miniature models have been utilized in the film industry for decades, giving filmmakers a cost-effective and visually stunning way to create sets and props. From intricate cityscapes to massive spaceships, miniature models have been used to bring many fantastical worlds to life. So let's take a look at some of the best and most convincing miniature models used in film. George Lucas and his team of model makers created some of the most iconic miniature models in cinema history for the original Star Wars trilogy. From the massive Imperial Star Destroyer to the intricate model of the Millennium Falcon, these models helped to create a galaxy far, far away that felt real and tangible. The team also created a miniature model of the Death Star, which was used to film some of the most iconic scenes from the franchise. Ridley Scott's dystopian masterpiece Blade Runner featured some of the most visually stunning miniature models ever. The cityscape of Los Angeles in 2019 was created using a combination of miniatures, matte paintings, and live-action footage. The level of detail in the models shows each building and structure having a totally unique design. And I can only imagine how many hours it took to master that level of detail. Stephen Spielberg's classic dinosaur film used a combination of practical effects and CGI to bring the dinosaurs to life, but the miniature models used for some of the wide shots were probably the most impressive. The team created a model of the park's visitor center, topped off with a working waterfall and animatronic dinosaurs. The model was used for many of the wide shots that helped to establish the scale of the park. So of course I have to bring up The Lord of the Rings. The team at Weta Workshop created miniature models of the various cities and landscapes, including Minas Tirith, which was over 7 feet tall, Helm's Deep, and Isengard. They actually created thousands of miniature models, ranging in size from a few inches to several feet tall. The level of detail in these models is just astounding, with each building and structure clearly built to have a rich history and backstory. Some other notably impressive models used in the films were the sets of Hobbiton, the elven city of Rivendell, and the mines of Moria. The models were filmed using motion control cameras and forced perspective, which allowed the filmmakers to create the illusion of much larger and much more complex landscapes. Christopher Nolan's mind-bending thriller used a ton of realistic miniature models, including a rotating hotel corridor that was used to create the film's iconic zero-gravity fight scene. The model was built to scale and rotated on a giant gimbal to create the illusion of weightlessness. The attention to detail probably took months, with each room and hallway appearing to be fully furnished and decorated. The miniature model of Hogwarts is one of the most iconic examples I could talk about. It was used extensively throughout the 8-film series. Every inch of the model represents 24 inches of the actual Hogwarts castle, with each turret, window, and roof tile appearing fully realized. The team spent over 6 months building the model, which measures 50 feet in diameter and 12 feet in height. The model was used for a ton of key scenes throughout the film series, like the sweeping shots of Hogwarts in the opening and closing credits, and the exterior shots of the castle. Most notably, where Harry and Ron fly Ron's family's car through the Whomping Willow and end up inevitably crashing it. The miniature model was also used for several interior shots as well, including the scenes in the Great Hall and the defense against the Dark Arts classroom. The team at 3D Creations created miniature props and furniture to fill up the model, which obviously helped create the illusion of a full, fleshed-out Hogwarts castle. So the sequel to Ridley Scott's Blade Runner continued the tradition of using impressive miniature models to create a visually stunning world. The team created a miniature model of the Wallace Corporation headquarters, which features prominently in the film's plot. Christopher Nolan's World War II epic Dunkirk used a combination of practical effects and miniature models to recreate the famous evacuation of Allied troops from the beaches of Dunkirk. The team created a miniature model of the beach and surrounding area, which was used for a ton of wide shots to help establish the scale of the operation. The model was built to scale and was incredibly detailed, with each ship and piece of equipment appearing authentic. The dystopian wasteland of Mad Max Fury Road was impressively brought to life using both practical effects and miniature models. The art department created the miniature models of War Rig, the massive tanker truck that serves as the film's centerpiece. The model was used for a ton of wide shots, including the film's major chase scene at the end. Miniature models have been a vital tool in bringing fantastical worlds and epic battles to life for decades. From the Star Wars trilogy to Dunkirk, filmmakers have used these models to create convincing and visually stunning sets and props that help to immerse audiences in their stories. What was your favorite miniature model on the list?